Welcome to Middle Grade Book Adventures, where every month here at the Kingston Library, we preview a new middle grade book that we think you might enjoy. This month, we're going to be looking at The Mystery of Locked Rooms by Lindsay Curry. This is the story of 12-year-old Sarah Greene, who wants nothing more than to spend 7th grade beating the hardest escape rooms alongside her best friends. But when a foreclosure notice shows up on Sarah's front door, everything changes. I'm going to read from Chapter 1, Lasers and Lava. Angle it the other way, West screeches, holding up his mirror in the air. Sweat beads on his forehead and his eyes are wild with excitement. We're going to beat the clock this time. We have to. Toward the door! Lasers are a pretty common thing in escape rooms. I've heard it's because there's a famous scene in a movie about someone named Indiana Jones where the hero uses a laser beam to light up an important room. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I get it. Lasers are fun. Sometimes in escape rooms, you have to avoid crossing them or an alarm goes off. Other times, like now, you have to figure out how to get a specific laser beam to land on an object in the room, like a target. Once you do, the beam usually unlocks a door or a clue. If you have mirrors and you understand angles, it's totally doable, but hard. I tilt the mirror slightly, stopping when the red beam of light begins to travel across the wall. My goal is to reflect it from my mirror to West's, but getting the angles right is tricky. We've already tried twice. Hopefully the third time is the charm. When I finally get the light onto West's mirror, I exhale in relief and focus on keeping my hand steady. Okay, you need to tilt yours just a little bit now, West. Not too much, like 10 degrees or so. And Hannah? Don't move. Hannah's eyes flick toward me, then immediately back to West. She looks like a frightened mannequin, all stiff and uncomfortable as she struggles to keep her mirror at the exact angle we think it needs to be to reflect the beam. Okay, here we go. Everyone pray, or whatever you do. As he begins tilting his mirror, West's tongue shoots out of his mouth. He always looks like this when he's focusing, like a frog about to catch a fly. The beam glides from West's mirror across the far wall, eventually making its way to Hannah's mirror. It moves onto the glass and then bounces off, reflecting back across the room and onto the small button above the door. A familiar sound echoes through the room, the clink-tonk of a door unlocking, and then the high-pitched wail of the buzzer. We did it! Letting out a loud whoop, I lower my arms and wince. My muscles are burning, my hands are shaking, my brain is fried. But still, I'm the happiest I've been in a long time. Lasers and Lava is the second hardest escape room at Escape City, and we just beat the buzzer. Wes collapses on the floor like he has just won Wimbledon. I can't believe we did that. Hannah rushes over and throws her long arms around me. Blonde hair flies into my face. Aye, only the 7th team in the entire Lasers and Lava history to beat the clock. Am I right? She pulls back and gathers her hair, tying it up in a sloppy bun. Thank goodness. One more flick and I might lose a cornea. But if anyone was going to do it, it was us. Long live the Deltas. I grin at her use of our nickname. We came up with it last year in 6th grade because Hannah, West, and I are pretty much inseparable. Plus, we all love math and numbers, like the 3 sides of the same triangle. None of us can imagine what life would be like if we weren't together. Without any one of our sides, our triangle would be nothing but a big old L, and everyone knows L's are for losers. We get a t-shirt this time, right? West asks, dragging himself off the floor. The last prize was a laptop sticker, but this was seriously hard. It was hard. Thank goodness Hannah has such a good balance, because some of the hidden objects we needed to find were in a room where you had to pretend the floor was made of lava. You couldn't just walk across it. You had to use a black light to see a pattern in the tiles on the floor, then hop through the room on just those tiles. If you fell off the safe tiles and touched a different part of the floor, it added 5 whole seconds to your timer. 5 seconds. Thanks to Hannah's history of ballet, she didn't fall off even once. She snagged all the hidden objects, got across the room in record time, and pushed a button that allowed Wes and I to run across normally. Wes had his job cut out for him too. He's always been good at riddles, but the ciphers in Laser and Lava were super hard. It helps that he has the best memory of anyone I know. The guy can remember the most random stuff. I was our decision maker. Ever since starting to learn about probabilities, I've loved them. If you understand probabilities, you understand risk, and taking too many risks in an escape room is a bad idea. I was the one who figured out we could only afford to ask for exactly one hint during this game and still not add too much time onto our total. Not just a t-shirt, we got our names on, Hannah pauses, then makes a drum roll sound with her mouth. The big board. The big board. Holy cow. We've been on it before, of course, but not for escaping a room this hard. Over 300 groups have attempted this room, and only 6 of them have finished it in less than an hour. But the Deltas did. I do a little fist bump before gathering my phone from the bucket we were asked to put them in when we arrived. Honestly, I don't know why they even take cell phones away. Even if you were dumb enough to pay good money to go to an escape room and cheat, there wouldn't be time. Not enough to look up all the riddles and codes and get the answers anyway. We make our way into the lobby, each of us still vibrating with adrenaline. The t-shirts are blindingly yellow, but I don't care. It's all about the memory for me, the achievement, the feeling I get when we escape a room that isn't too difficult from when I do really well on a math test. I might not be as bold as Hannah or as funny as West, but at least I know my numbers. Unlike other subjects in school, math feels simple to me. There's only one right answer. Same with the escape rooms. If you take your time and follow the pattern, you'll get out. I make a mental note to say thank you to Aunt Jeannie for this. She sent me a membership to Escape City as an early birthday gift. Without that, I probably wouldn't have been able to come here today. Smile, guys, Hannah chirps, angling her cell phone so that we can take a selfie with West and me. We look wild, flushed cheeks, mussed hair, and our neon t-shirts, but still, I'm warm inside, happy. If I didn't have to go home, this day would be perfect. Sarah's joy from having escaped the escape room doesn't last long. When she gets home, bad news is waiting for her. It seems that her family is in financial trouble. They need money or they're going to lose their house. There is one way to get the money the family needs, and that is to play the Delta game. According to a local legend, 3 identical brothers dreamt of building the most epic funhouse in existence. They wanted the experience to be more than mirror mazes and optical illusions. So they not only created elaborate riddles and secret passages, but they also claimed to have hidden a treasure inside the building, a prize for beating their game. If Sarah and her friends can play the Delta game and find the treasure, all of her problems might be solved. But it may be harder than she thinks. If you want to find out what happens, check out The Mystery of Locked Rooms at the Kingston Library. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next middle grade book adventure.